Welcome students. My presentation is on consumer theory. Module name is consumer equilibrium. All of us are consumer at various point of time. The outline of my presentation is introduction to consumer theory, concept of utility, total and marginal utility. These are the two types of utility, and consumer equilibrium. Learning outcome is students will be able to understand the concepts of consumer theory, derive consumer equilibrium with the help of Marshallian utility analysis, make a choice while choosing options for satisfaction of consumer utility. Utility choice we make with available options. It is the power of a commodity to satisfy your want. Specific judgments about the relative worth of things that are very different. What is important for us, I choose, I make an option, I make select them. One item is preferable to another depends on how much utility or satisfaction it yields to its alternative. So whenever I go in the market and if I choose one option over another or one bundle over another, I make a choice, I make an option, how much satisfaction it yields me. And that is called utility. That's why I said utility means want satisfying power of the commodity. It is satisfying my want, etc. What is utility? The satisfaction of reward or product yields relative to its alternative. That is the basis of choice, basis of my choosing something which is worth for me. Now, when I say total utility, the total amount of satisfaction obtained from consumption of a good or service which is required for me, like that is my satisfaction which is worth final. Now, then we have marginal, the additional satisfaction gained by consumption or use of one more unit of something. When I go from one to second good or second choice, what is the addition I have got? And it can be calculated with a formula. Marginal utility of nth unit is equal to total utility of the nth minus total utility of the n minus 1 unit upon quantity of nth unit minus quantity of n minus 1 unit. The formula is there. You can just look at the table. Now in the previous slide, you will see the table. You can calculate and say that this is my marginal utility. Extra satisfaction, additional satisfaction I gain by consuming one more extra unit of good. Then from this we have a law of diminishing marginality, very important law given by Alfred Marshall. The more of any one good consumed in a given period, the less utility or satisfaction generated by consuming each additional marginal unit of that same good. Now here I have a table here. Look at the table. Total utility trips to the club. A person, let us say a person called Mr. Frank or anybody, you can take any name. He wants to go to the club and there are 6 options are given to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And his total utility is given in the second column, 12, 22, etc. As he goes from the first trip to the second, his marginal utility increases by 10 or decreases by 10. So that means the second thing gave him 10 utility. And that's why if you look at that option here, like 22. So 10 plus 12 is 22. The third one gave him 6 extra utility. That means add up to 22, it becomes 28. And therefore the utility, total utility went on increasing and it became like constant. But look at the marginal utility, it is decreasing right from the beginning, from 12 to 10 to 8. And here we have a famous law given by Alfred Marshall, which is called the more you want to have of a thing, the less you want to have more of it. And if I draw the curve and show you, what is that curve like? See, this is the curve, utility curve, total utility curve. And if you want to know about the marginal utility, it will be like this. So that means this is a saturation point here. Looking at the curve saturation point, that means the utility is maximum at unit 5 and 6. Consumer have reached a saturation point. And at that saturation point, marginal utility starts decreasing from here. See, look at the curve. My curve may not be accurate because of space constraint. But look at the thing. If you draw on your paper, on your book and see that At 5 and 6, total utility is constant. At this, marginal utility right from the beginning starts decreasing and it becomes zero. See this zero here is a zero. When marginal utility is zero, that is called saturation point for a consumer. So here from this here, there are some problems which are implicit with utility. It is impossible to measure utility. At any point on, can anybody say that satisfaction can be measured? Can I say that one apple gave me this much happiness, 10 or 20? That's why this utility concept is cardinal. Marshall and utility analysis is called cardinal approach. It is impossible to compare utilities of different people, that is one satisfaction, and other person's satisfaction cannot be related. What is good for me may not be good for somebody else. What I like may not be liked by somebody else. So if you look at it, it is impossible to compare utilities, and that is the greatest problem we have in utility. One thing is you cannot measure precisely, and despite this problem, the idea of utility helps us to understand the process of choice better. We are looking at the choice. Because of this problem, we do not say that this is wrong. But the thing is that it has some problem, inherent problems are there. Again, we continue to use this so that it can help us to make a choice better. Now here, what is consumer's equilibrium? Maximum satisfaction a consumer can derive from his available option or whatever options he has chosen with his given income. The objective is to reach the maximum. The consumer is said to be in equilibrium when able to spend personal income in such a way that the utility or satisfaction of the last rupee spent on various commodities is same. So there is nothing like it is constant, same in the sense of all types of commodities, and that is called consumer's equilibrium. Look at that. This can be expressed mathematically by mu of x upon px is equal to mu of y upon py for all pairs of goods, that is constant. Suppose if I have mentioned the equation here, two goods, x and y. Suppose if I have 10 goods, 1 to 10, so mu of 1 upon p1 is equal to mu of 2 upon p2, dash, 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 mu of 10 upon p10. All pairs will give me same constant satisfaction pairs. That means my marginal utility of that every rupee spent is same. My money gives me the same constant. Generally, utility maximi consumer expressed his expenditure as per the above equation. Now here I have given you the table, and a table is to be solved by you by a problem. There are two goods, x and y, and I have mentioned that table above gives an individual marginal utility x and marginal utility of y, and schedules for two goods x and y. Consumer has two goods to choose between x and y. Consumer has a total income of 12 rupees to be spent on two goods x and y. Price of x is 2 and price of y is 1. See that 12 rupees is spent in such a way that the last rupee spent on these goods must be equal to the all pairs of goods. Then only you can say that the consumer is in equilibrium. Now look at that. Let us closely look at the table. Consumer first spends his 2 rupees on 1 and 2 of commodity Y, getting 11 satisfaction and 10 utility. Together he is getting 21. The next thing he will do, he will spend his 2 rupees because price of X is 2 and price of Y is 1. So out of 12 rupees, 2 rupees are gone for 11 for Y and 1 and 2 items. So 11 and 10. Next 2 rupees he spends on commodity X, getting 16 utility. Look at the utility is increasing. Again, consumer looks at the third option and he says that, okay, I will spend another 2 rupees on commodity X, getting 14 together. So 14 plus 16 is 30 utility, and in here 21 utility. Again, are there anything again with the consumer? How much money is remaining? He spent together 4 rupees on X and 2 rupees on Y. Together 6 rupees are spent. Then again we can look at it this way. Let the consumer spend one more, another 2 rupees on X, getting 12 marginal utility. So look at the total utility derived from X is 42, and that's the maximum a consumer can get. Let's look now. Again, consumer has another 4 rupees to spend. Can he go for commodity X again, 10? Then I don't think the utility might increase. So look at it. Let the consumer go and spend another $2 on Y, and he gets third output 3 and 4, item 3 and 4, and he gets 9 and 8 utility. So if we look at the consumers like equilibrium, from that point of view, still 2 rupees are short. So with that 2 rupees, can he go for fourth one in terms of X? If he takes fourth one in terms of X, suppose if I say market as here 10, then it will give him less utility than the next two items. Suppose if he spends 2 rupees on 5 and 6 of Y, together these two items will give him 13. And if he spends that 2 rupees on X, it will give him only 10 utility. But look at the like 5 and 6, if he spent on 7, like he's getting 7 and 6, together it will be 13. Look at it. So it is better for him to spend on item Y, good Y, and good Y again, and that will give him like 13 utility together. So look at the equation now. Suppose if a consumer wants to know, the above table gives him all these things. The individual's income is 12 to be spent on these goods. Equilibrium is obtained by option 1, mu of x upon mu of y upon py, or you can call 12 divided by 20, that is the first one. Here we have this 12 divided by this, you get 6, see this 6 here, and 6 divided by 1, you get again 6. So that means consumer is spending his money in such a way that his satisfaction is maximum. Look at the second option. His option second is here, he is spending the money. Px of multiplied by Qx, see to 2 rupees of x multiplied by 3. He spent 6 rupees on x commodity. Sorry, 6 to the 6. 3 into 6 rupees 6 he is spending here. And 1 rupee of y, that means the price of y is 1. He is buying 6 units. So 6 multiplied 1, 6. So 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. Look at the consumer is maximizing his satisfaction. And in this way, the consumer can spend his money like that on variety of goods, so that consumer derives his satisfaction of the last rupee spent. And that is what is the greatest happiness we should think about a consumer is getting. Similarly, you can look in the books and you can like have another option like make your own table and derive a consumer equilibrium like this. So that every trip a consumer who is going into the equilibrium have to maximize his satisfaction in such a way, all money spent. See, nothing from the 12 rupees in my table there, nothing is remaining balanced. And to tell you the thing, what is his total utility? From the first three, from x, mu(x), his total utility is 42. 16 plus 14 is 30, 30 plus 12 is 42. Then what is his total utility from good y? 11 plus 10, 21, 21 plus 9 is 30, 30 plus 8 is 38, 30 plus 7 is 45, 45 plus 6, 51. So 51 is utility derived of y and 42 of x. So what is the total utility? Total utility of a consumer in this given example is 2 plus 3, 33, and we have many a time we have 93. Consumer satisfaction can be derived from different options, different things we have and different things, and we have to look at it. This is the maximum satisfaction a consumer can get by this option. Let us look from the different option from different things, and that is what we have to look at it from a different way, and that is why we have to look at how this particular thing can go, and from this option we have to look at it. Now these are my references. Pindek Robert, it's a main text which is coming from here. This is second book is also a very good book, Case and Fair. Good examples are given, principles of economics. If you refer to both these texts and if you read, you'll get a clear idea about what the text is all about, consumer equilibrium. Then Samuelson, old writer, who is also a good writer, who has given a good book called Economics. And fourth one is Salvatore, that is Sham series, it is popularly known as Sham series. A good book, students will be able to know how to answer a question and what are the various problems in this. If you look at first all these four books you read, I think you'll get a good idea about what consumer theory is. Okay, thank you very much.